a singing group.
Welcome to Beijing. The Chinese capital is the seat of political power, and today I'm exploring an axis of power that has shaped this city for centuries. My day began under the watchful eye of Mao Zedong before passing through the gates of the Forbidden City, the heart of imperial China for almost 500 years. From there, I'll climb Jingshan Hill, where the last Ming emperor killed members of his own family before taking his own life as rebel forces closed in on Beijing. And finally, my day ends in Tiananmen Square, the symbolic heart of modern China and the centre of the 1989 protests that ended in a bloody military crackdown. Imperial China, Communist China, and the places where power has been won, lost and defended. Welcome to Beijing.
You may be wondering what everyone here is looking to take pictures of. It is the big portrait of Mao Zedong, the founder of the Chinese Republic. And in the 1940s, he declared China a republic. The moat around here. We're getting close to the large portrait of Mao. So now I've updated my headwear to be part of the Chinese Communist Party. And I should get this haircut the same as Mao. That actually would be cool. Look at this, so we're inside the Forbidden Palace now. That's actually really nice, the Chinese roof, but it's starting to rain. But we weren't really prepared for it. We knew it was coming, thunderstorms. But yeah, surreal moment to be inside here. Really cool. To all my Irish communist brothers, Che Guevara, fucking Mao Zedong, not so Irish, but here we are, boys, representing all the commies here. So now we've just gone through another segment of the Forbidden Palace, and I suppose what's interesting is Mao is on the outside, but on the inside it's an imperial like legacy down here, and the actual imperial families back in the time, I think they were the Ming and Qing dynasties, they would live on the innermost part of the palace, but there's just rows and rows of these external gardens or courtyards, I suppose, lining it, and we're just walking through them, walking through this straight line down here. So this is another security check here. They're taking the security really serious, and there's works being done up here on this. So obviously the roof is probably 700 or 800, well, it's 600 years old at least anyway, so probably needs to be kept maintained a lot of the time. People are hiding from the rain here. Oh yeah, look at this, the courtyard of the Forbidden City, and it's pissing rain. Of course, as usual, we never miss it. And there's just crowds of people clogging up all the entries trying to stay out of the rain. It's really, really nice. Imagine, built in 1406, finished in 1420, and it still looks this good today. I suppose it has been kept. The upkeep has probably been meticulous, so to be fair. If you're a regular watching my YouTube videos, you'll know that the weather never fucking agrees with me. Just go back and watch my Italy videos. A washout in Riva del Garda was my last video. And look here, first day in Beijing, and look at it. Absolutely pissing.
It's kind of cool though, isn't it?
It is cool, to be fair. Look at the crowds. Absolutely packed. That's shiny for you, I suppose, so. Look at all the rows of the umbrellas going up the steps over. I remember getting a book from my grandmother for Christmas, and this was one of the places in it, and I remember these really, really well. Seeing these, I don't know, they look like marble or limestone kind of features on the side of the Chinese architecture, palace walls. It's really, really cool. Look at the yellowness of the roof is really striking as well, to be fair. And the last emperor left here in the 1920s. So imagine it went from the 1400s to the 1920s being with dynasties or royal family, imperial blood still living in here. Yeah, the wet floor signs out in the middle of it and fucking pissing like a monsoon. Look at the views of the Beijing skyline over there. It's cool. And now we're just fighting a losing battle. Look at all those people just standing in out of the rain. Not us.
Perfect picture if you want it now.
Yeah. Except everyone is standing at the perfect place where you want the picture. So we were just saying there as we were coming in that it's getting way more like compact, the gardens. And you can see like everywhere here with the yellow roof is actually fucking part of the Forbidden City. But up the back you can see like one of these like Chinese Oriental style houses way up the back on a hill. It's Jingshan Hill. And the hill was actually partly made from the material that was excavated out of here to create the Forbidden Palace. So that hill is as a result of this area down here. And I think we're going to finish up there because it gives you a good bird's eye view from the actual Forbidden City all the way down to Tiananmen Square. Gives you a good kind of look at the axis of power, as you will, I suppose, in the umbrella parade. And like that, the rain has dissipated, completely gone, dry. A lot of sky still looks really angry, but we are in the middle of the kind of monsoon season here in China, so. We're going into the garden section. Communist into the communist garden section. Lush greenery. Really nice garden actually. And look here, we still have the carved out marbly limestone, whatever it is. And it's just so humid. You can feel the like almost the water vapor in the air on your skin. You can tell why this place is just so green, because the weather is like really warm, really wet, really sunny at times, so it gets absolutely everything it needs. Look at this. Kids are enjoying that one. The thought that's gone into this and the design of it is really insane, to be honest. Even the detail on the ground, all the little mosaics made with pebbles. Look at that, the tower is kind of built on top of these kind of, I don't know, they look like bits of karst limestone. They have like water erosion or rain erosion on them. Really, really nice. I think straight ahead is the Jingshan Garden or Hill. I can't remember what it's called, but it's definitely Jingshan, so we're going to climb up there next. Look at the crowds here. Insane. Look at this moat for the Forbidden Palace. It's quite cool and it's very Chinese looking, and there's actually these big, look at the size of them, like the big massive goldfish, I don't know what they're called, floating through the river, enjoying themselves. Now, we gotta go to Jingshan Hill, I think, and puddles everywhere after the fucking monsoon, so I just gotta negotiate my way out of here. And there it is, the Forbidden Palace. They're selling some sort of trinkets here. And the same there. Now we are in Jingshan Park, the central Beijing axis, the final part of it. And this is the view. So nice. You can see the water vapor, or the, what's that called when it comes off the trees? Haze. No, not precipitation. Evaporation. Evaporation, yeah. The camera is talking. The communist camera is talking to me. Seems to be like a group of a singing group. We're at the top of Jingshan Hill, and you can see all of the Forbidden Palace. All of the yellow roof tiles are all part of the Forbidden Palace, and you can just see how far it goes down. And you can see each of the middle big buildings, and they signify the axis of power in Beijing, all the way up to the top of this hill. It's really fascinating. Look at all the smaller rooms. Like, some places say that there's over 9,000 rooms, but I think officially it's more close to 1,000. And you can actually see the exterior walls as well out here on the outside, which is really cool. And it's such a big complex. And then you have the wider Beijing outside of it, the more modern style. Very, very cool. Look how green it is, fucking hell. No wonder, I suppose, because all of the rain and the sun. Unbelievable. Look at this trinket place in. 你好。你好。看有喜欢吗？走了这边。发饰，项链。给你辛苦。一会儿他们都过来了，他们要去那儿爬山呢，再给孩子买吃的去了。 你好。And the tropical weather, although it's raining, it doesn't feel depressing or anything like that. It's just, and people seem to get on with it fairly quick. They jump under a tree for a few minutes and then back out. They can doing their regular stuff, sightseeing and stuff like that. It is a Sunday here, so I don't know how much work goes on. Probably not a whole lot. But the wide boulevards, the big expressions of power in big major cities. It's like the same as the Soviet cities, the wide boulevards for big military parades. Same here in China. And both socialist or so the big wide boulevards, expressions of power built for military parades and just pure utility. And you see them all along the roads in Beijing here, apart from this one because it's only 2 lane, but in general. Of course, in China we have the presence of the cameras everywhere on the pedestrian footpaths and on the road itself. Although I didn't notice them too much, but it seems to be a lot more heavy around this area, Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City, which is just in here to the left. But look here, it's about 20 meters up, more cameras again. So whether they're government ones or if they're the property of whoever owns these buildings, regardless, surveillance is high. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either, because I'd say crime is very low. This Chinese building across the way with one of the traditional ones, and it's a bit more rundown and older looking, but that's probably a flavour of what real China is like on the outskirts of Beijing's biggest tourist attraction, probably. Maybe just after the Great Wall. The big wide boulevards, 5, 6 lanes of traffic wide, and the Tiananmen Square, and we're opposite direction, Mao, and then Tiananmen Square. So let's go back underground and we'll go across over there. Just look at the amount of surveillance cameras here in front of Chairman Mao's image. Chinese flag. You have similar to the Soviet star, you have the star of the Socialist or Communist Republic on either building on either side, although they're the Chinese stars, but very interesting. Just look at the amount of cameras on all of these lights. So this is probably the biggest square with the biggest amount of surveillance maybe in the world. Look at all the cameras, and it's not even hiding. I think it's probably there on purpose so that you can see it, whatever's going on, you're being watched, not to make a wrong move. Is there something going on in there that people are watching? This is the spot where Mao proclaimed the Chinese Republic back in the 1940s, free from its imperial past. And actually that was one of the reasons why Mao brought forward the idea of the Chinese People's Republic, because they'd been embarrassed for years when empires came and tried to make deals such as the Opium Wars and the Opium War too. They left a lot of Chinese people embarrassed, and actually the empires and the emperors embarrassed, because they were getting bad deals. They were being made fun of or being taken for fools by the Western leaders. And Mao, with his big leap forward as it was called, was not one to take that lightly, and decided that things needed to be changed for China to move forward, and they definitely did. So this building over here is the National Museum of China. It's It's very blocky and tabular, similar to the kind of Soviet style of building. Then again, I suppose the ideology is not 100 miles apart. And the same, I'm not sure what building that is, but this is the Tiananmen Square monument here, with some stars up here as well. Actually, just noticing them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 and 8, 16. So I wonder what the 16 stars mean that are in front of it. It's interesting. Very cool monument. This is very cool. Very, very cool. Look, how many cameras is there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 that I can see of on that. That's insane. It's a very cool monument. So the statues here and at the back of Tiananmen Square, very similar to the ones that you see in the Soviet countries. They have this kind of worker, man and woman kind of pictures, and then they're kind of the ones that are holding up the whole country, and that's kind of the meaning of this. Is like you've the ordinary man and woman. You can see the man there holding the blocks, man holding the trumpet, a couple of wartime men. On the other side are the women that keep the country going. You can see them on this side a bit better, and they're all supporting the needs of the country, and I think that is Mao on the top of it. So yeah, so he's being supported by the man and woman who are out there working, the ordinary man and woman. You see the woman holding up these kind of type of harvesting crop. So interesting. They're steeped in meaning. Very cool to see. And here back at the monument in the Tiananmen Square again. What a place. Look, Fiona just enjoying her life. You enjoying yourself? You enjoying yourself? We're working on about 2 hours sleep. We got our airplane trip through the night, so we're tired now, and we figured out, or well, we didn't figure it out, someone told us that the actual reason that people are staring down there is at 7:30 there's an event every night where they lower the flag and bring it back into the Summer Palace. So we might stick around for that, and then I'd say we'll make tracks back to our hotel for a well-earned sleep. So just 2 seconds ago this street was like just full of traffic. Now it's completely closed off and there's no traffic there anymore. And it looks like policemen are moving out here. So this is a ceremony to take down the flag, I think, up here and bring it back into the palace. This is done every evening as well, by the way, so this crowd was probably here every day of the week. And the flag is down. Right, people. The wall is nice and red when it's lit up there now as well. What's funny is we have all the Western kind of capitalist brands here in the middle of a communist country, but I suppose it's part of the move forward into it. first world and to the 21st century, you have to be able to satisfy your population and open up markets to them.
This is the main shop.
Look at the panda. Is it?
Yeah.
It does look a bit 3D to be fair, doesn't it? That's cool, that's supposed to be one of them 3D things. Boom, boom. Small guys going for the sort of.